Well, it's Tuesday, January the 3rd, the third day of a new year. I hope 2012 is going to be a cracker for you. It's a cracking afternoon. I'm loving it, though. You just sit back, cup of tea, and speak to some of the greatest trainers on the planet. It's been enjoyable stuff. Shall we go to our next special guest this January the 3rd? He is, of course, the master of Nicola Shane, David Pipe. Good afternoon, Pipey.
Afternoon, Matt.
Happy New Year to you.
And to you.
To 1 month to go.
2 months.
That's Cheltenham. I'm talking about your little one, which this sums trainers up, doesn't it?
Matt,
you have a baby on the way and you're only thinking about Cheltenham in March.
2 months to my new arrival and a little bit longer to March.
Yeah, well, no, you got that wrong as well. But anyway, look, 1 month to the arrival and 2 months to Cheltenham.
End of February is the arrival, Matt.
Yeah, 1 month. February. Oh, my goodness. How do you ever train a winner? Look, which horse do you think we're going to start with?
Wouldn't have a clue, Matt.
Let's start with Grand Cru. Grade 1 winner. And just remind you, since Pipey has started training, it's not that long ago, Grade 1 wins out of Loch Derg, Tamarin Bleu, Arvik, Grand Cru, of course, just the other day. And let's not forget he's won the biggest race of them all, the Grand National, with Comply or Die. Pipey, Grand Cru, I mean, you've always said he'll be a chaser. He's just looked an absolute natural, hasn't he, so far?
Yeah, he's been fantastic. One mistake in 3 races and was obviously most impressive last time at Kempton.
Trip has always been a question mark, but clearly he stays 3 miles very well.
Yeah, I mean, he's not short of pace, but he stays. He showed that last year against Big Bucks at Cheltenham and at Aintree, and probably shows how good he is to have got as close to Big Bucks as he did.
His greatest asset, presumably, is what? His cruising speed, the fact that horses just don't seem to be able to get him off the bridle much.
Yeah, that's right. He travels very well in his races. Sometimes, or should I say last season, he was probably too keen on occasions. It's something we've worked on and tried different things. And Jerry Supple's got him settled at home. In fact, the last couple of days before Kempton, he just started to get a little bit keener. And that was probably the keenest he's been this season in his race at Kempton. But he's a lot more settled this year. He's a year older. He's still fairly lightly raced and still going the right way.
Is that because obviously, David, for those of us who don't train and have no idea really how you perform these miracles with these horses, is that because you have to wind a horse up just as it's about to run and he would know that he is being wound up for a big day, so to speak?
Well, you bring them to the boil and then let them down afterwards. It depends on each individual, whether they're a highly strung horse or a laid-back horse, and the races that they're going for as well. Some of the horses that aren't going to the Cheltenham festivals and all that, they're running sort of every other week or every 3 weeks, so they're kept fairly well trained all the time.
And as far as the future is concerned, obviously there is this question about the Gold Cup or the Sun Alliance Chase. The owner has stated that the Gold Cup is his preferred target, and generally speaking, if the owner gets his wish in horse racing, so presumably that is really where you're looking at the moment. We're
looking at everything at the present moment, Matt.
Right.
And
thought you might say that.
Nothing's going to change for a long time yet. I'm sure he'll have entries in most races, and we have to see how he is and how all the others are as well. How important, just as a family, the Gold Cup has been a massive race for the Pipes. We all know that. We all know what happened with Carville's Hill and Golden Freeze, etc. People forget you've gone very close to winning it. Rushing Wild, only just beaten by Jadami in a race where you had other horses like Run for Free ran well that year as well, if I remember rightly. You've come close. Dad never won the Gold Cup. I once asked him if he minded that much, and he said the Gold Cup was for plodders, and the Champion Chase and the Champion Hurdle was the race for class horses. But we've always felt in the outside world the Gold Cup is a race that needs to be won by a Pipe. It's obviously got to be you now, unless one of your offspring train the winner. How much does it mean to you, Pipey, forgetting about whether Grand Cru was a novice or not, to win the Gold Cup? Is it the ultimate? Well, it obviously would be amazing for any trainer to win the Gold Cup. Yes, I mean, I suppose it's the blue ribbon. I just like to try and win every race, and obviously every race at the Cheltenham Festival is high on our list, and that would probably be the top one.
Was Dad furious that he didn't win it when he retired?
Don't think so.
No.
Yeah, he was second, third and fourth in it, I believe, and yeah, we came very close with Rushing Wild. He was a really good horse, and yeah, I used to ride Rushing Wild at Richard Barber's when he was there in his pointing days, and then he came to us. No. He was a serious horse.
He really was. He really was good. And we're believing the Argento chase is Grand Cru's next target. Is that correct?
It's a possible for him, Matt. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, nothing's been decided. It is a possible option for him. And apart from that, you're looking at races like the Aon or any of the good novice chases.
Yeah. And as I presume every horse is an individual. Therefore, we also know what happened to Gloria Victus, who actually jumped brilliantly in the Gold Cup until he did come down at the end, as we know. But that was just one of those things. It could have happened to Corto Star or Long Run. Does that have any effect on you, though, whether Grand Cru runs in the race?
You have to look at each horse on their own merits. And Gloria Victus was in the process of finishing definitely in the first three, if not better, in the Gold Cup. And it was a horrible thing that happened, and it was, you know, Terry, Neil, and my father, you know, still think about that day now, and we always will do. But he, in his own right, Gloria Victus, I think warranted going for the race, and it was just one of those unfortunate things. Yeah,
and Grand Cru, I mean, class-wise, I mean, obviously you speak to Martin. How would, class-wise, is it? I mean, to say he's as good as anything that's ever been at Pond House would be probably ridiculous. But is he right up there with the very best horses that Martin trained?
Well, you probably have to ask him that. But he's done nothing. Well, he's done very little wrong so far, and you know, he's still young and hopefully improving. His last performance at Kempton was his best so far. And I think the stronger the pace, the better for him, because, as you said, he's got such a high cruising speed. He's definitely one of the best I've trained.
And as far as taking on Corto Star and Long Run, out of those two, Pipey, who do you think Gold Cup Day, if you were having a fiver on one or the other, which one would you have a fiver on?
Well, at the present moment, it would be Cato Star, but plenty can change, as I said, between now and then.
Right, okay. Let's just chat about one or two other horses. You've got lots of good horses. What's the latest on Great Endeavour? What's he up to?
Great Endeavours has a busy first half of the season, so he had a holiday. He's been on holiday and literally just started back cantering now. He's full of beans, like a lunatic on the gallops, fresh and well, and he'll probably go straight to Cheltenham, or it's possible he may have one race before then.
Ryanair Chase?
Ryanair Chase or any of the 2.5 handicaps, or even the 3 mile handicaps.
Okay, there are more obvious horses to ask you about than this one, but this is a horse who's exciting me. Our Father, what does he do next? Because I want to see him over a fence, but obviously that's not going to happen at the time being. So
you'll probably have to wait till next year. He was impressive at Ascot, and the second horse has come out and just got beat in a photo finish at Wincanton since Shore Acres. He's a typical sort of Irish store horse. Big horse who will make a smashing chaser in time. He's looking, 2 mile 6 last time. He's crying out for 3 miles, and we'll be looking for a 3 mile handicap hurdle for him next.
Okay, I must ask you about Dynast. In a way, I suppose he's put you in quite a difficult situation now, because he's absolutely hacked up in his handicap. The rating's gone up. He showed he probably wasn't quite up to big bucks, although I felt for him that day because he deserved second place. He was the only runner who gave big bucks a race, and he cost himself 2 places by trying to beat big bucks. What do you do with him now?
It's a difficult one. He's very high in the handicap, 158, and maybe just below top class. So he'll probably have an entry at the end of this month in the Cleve at Cheltenham, and we'll look at that and decide. Obviously, I think big bucks may be going for that as well. But apart from that, it's possible we could drop him back to 2.5 mile.
Okay. One horse, every time I say to anyone we're speaking to the master of Nicola Shane, they say, oh, you've got to ask him about this horse. We talk about it every time. The latest on Bobby Ewing.
The latest on Bobby Ewing is he's in good form, doing plenty of work and swimming, and we'd probably be looking to get him out in about a month's time.
And is that hurdling or fences?
I would imagine we'll be sticking to hurdling.
Yeah.
He's doing plenty of work, like I say. Touch wood, his legs are okay, and we're very excited about seeing him back on the track because obviously he's got top class form.
Yeah, Charlie says, just don't forget, the last time he ran, over 2 years ago, he beat Minora by 10 lengths on his last start. I mean, if he's fit and well and he's the horse he was, I mean, he could be a proper horse. Oh,
I mean, he could be anything, and it was, the owners decided to buy him with a problem at the cells and with a leg problem, and they've been very patient. We've given him plenty of time and treatment and touch wood. Like I say, he's going well at the present moment. I was just looking at the video of when he beat Minora last night, actually. We're getting close, hopefully.
Another exciting night then in the Pipe House.
Usual.
Hello, love. Shall we get the Bobby Ewing video out and really... I tell you what, there are worse things to do. I do it almost every night these days. I watch my old races, just on my own. Kazillion, Imperial Cup horse, says Matthew Hall. What's the date? Kazillion was quite impressive, wasn't he, in December at Fosslas? He won by 50 lengths, Pipey.
Yeah, that's right. I think he was 1-5 or something like that. He ran well at Market Raisin first time out. The winner of the race, I thought, was very impressive that day. He hasn't come out again yet since. And then, we bolted up on bottomless ground at Fosslas. He had good French form, and he's one that we'll probably try and keep as low key as we can for the time being, and just find another small race somewhere for him. But he's very well built for a 4-year-old as he is now. You'd say he's an older horse, so what you probably see this season might be the best of him.
OK, that's Kazillion. Notus de la Tour, terrific second in a Grade 1, or was it, Pipey? Now, you really messed this up, haven't you? Hold on. We were all at Plumpton. The horse was going to be put away, run next at Cheltenham in a nice little handicap. He'd get the big bonus, 60 grand or whatever it is, for winning at Plumpton and Cheltenham. Then you ran him in Exeter. That was OK, because he got beaten by walk-on, so the handicap mark wasn't too distressed. Then you finished second in a Grade 1? What's gone on?
Don't know, you tell me, Matt.
Well, you need me there, don't you? I mean, whoever's advising you is advising you very poorly. No, I mean, it was a terrific run, though. I mean, he's got to be an Arkle contender now, though, hasn't he?
An Arkle contender. He's a very good horse. I'm not sure whether he's quite Arkle contender. He ran a cracking race in Ireland, and probably will he be entered, and we may go back to the Irish Arkle. And then we'll see what happens after that. He would have probably run even better in Ireland the other day, but the ground had actually dried out, believe it or not. And he loves soft ground. He's a real versatile horse, a great horse to own, because we can go to... He's a good traveller. We can go to Ireland, France. He's finished place out in Otay for us. And he's probably just off top class. Yeah.
Yeah, that was... See, the stamina was interesting for me, because he won over 2.5, so he obviously stays 2.5. Maybe he's just not quite 2 miles in Grade 1. He just found him out a bit. Was that what you'd say?
Where, in Ireland last time?
Yeah.
I think probably the form horse probably won the race on better ground. The winner likes better ground, whereas we would have been better on softer ground. So we went out there for the prize money. We got €16,000 for second.
Great.
Which was much better than winning a lot of these novice chases.
No, absolutely. It was a good bit of placing.
And then I have to say that Leopardstown looked after my owners and my staff out there absolutely fantastically. And I think they all want to go out there again. I think next time I'm going to have to go.
I bet you will. You won't be back for a week, though, so you need to make sure the staff are in place. That's why we love our Irish racing here on 415. It is just terrific. We really, really do enjoy it. Right. I think, Pipey, that is just about it for you.
That's handy.
Well, I mean, there's so many others I'd like to mention. I mean, Arab League, I think, Stuart Mercer. How well's that horse doing for him? I mean, I thought we'd never get another Indian jockey, and we've got one, Arab League. How do you pick them out for him so well?
He's superb last time. Francis Hayes rode him, his first winner over jumps for us, and Stuart's been a lucky man over the years, and I offered this one to him, and he snapped him up straight away.
Yeah, terrific stuff. Now, of course, there is one horse I haven't mentioned to you. You'll be thinking, I can't believe he hasn't mentioned that one. So let's mention it right now. Gevrey Chambertin, who won the bumper, the relation, of course, to Grand Cru, by 30 lengths. Where do we see Gevrey next?
He'll just be probably kept low-key to another bumper somewhere. I'm not sure what he beat at Foss last, but he did it in fantastic style. Slightly different to his brother. He's a little bit more laid back at present, and probably more of a galloper. But you couldn't ask for any more, and the dream is still alive.
Which is the better bumper horse, the unbeaten Gevrey Chambertin or the unbeaten Swing Bowler?
How did I know that was coming?
Oh, what?
Two different types.
I knew you'd say that. How did I know that was coming?
Swing Bowler would be more of a speedier type than Gevrey Chambertin. He'd be more of a galloper.
Right. And final question then. Is there one horse I haven't asked you about that you're stunned I haven't asked you about?
There's more than one, Matt.
Oh, don't say that. Don't. You're so nasty to me. OK. Well, look, Junior, just final question. Where are we going to see Junior?
Junior's coming along well. We gave him a late holiday, a long holiday, which he thoroughly deserved, and you won't be seeing him out until after the weights are out, because he's high in the handicap over hurdles as well as fences. He could start off in, I think it's the Grimthorpe 3-mile-2 at Doncaster or something like that.
Hold on, after the weights come out for what?
For the National.
Right, so Grand National is his...
National has always been his target all year, and I think he's about third favourite for it. So, he's got all the right credentials, and he's a very good horse.
Pipey, as I said to the others, terrific that you give us so much time on a quietish afternoon with no racing, when you can just relax and do things around the yard at home. So thank you very much for your time, and good luck for the rest of the year. Happy New Year to you.
And to you.